OP says, I just wanted to know if I was getting my money back. The answer to that is probably no.
Not anymore, you don't. Poof.
Hello, friends. Trace amounts of signs. Welcome back to ReddX. Promise swears he's just a fact, etc., etc. Look it up if you'd like. We have r/NiceGirls coming in here today. They're not very nice, honestly. They're quite catty, as you might find. But what are you gonna do? Telling them no only makes them more angry. They're entitled and vicious and terrifying, so keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all time and whatever. Let's get on into this thing. And also, oh hey, thanks so much for being here today. This person broke up with me for breaking up with them. Oh yeah, you can't fire me, I quit. OP says, I'm feeling like maybe I can't give you the kind of time that you're looking for, and it might be best to call it. It was amazing talking to you, but I think if you found someone closer to you who could give you more time, I think that might be better. And she says, I think you can get a hint well. Good job. Do better, and you won't have this happen. I know my worth, and you're just being shady, and I'm not going to be made to feel that way. I have many options, OP. Yeah, okay, go utilize them. Like, if you had that many options, you wouldn't feel so hurt about this, would you? Trying to pick up the pieces of your ego. I've been asked out more than a few times since we've been talking, and I had plans planned already as of this morning, and yup, local. OP says exactly what I said. You can't fire me, I quit, lol.
You can't quit, I quit. You can't quit, you're a frog. You can't frog me, you're my wife.
Yeah, we are of the same mind. How ridiculous. I hope that her date goes really well. I hope that he has to wake up like 3 times during the night to check if she messaged him, because the last time he didn't, she got really mad and now he's got a panic attack. Like, oh my god. It is like some sort of maltreatment, I'm pretty sure, but since it's happening to dudes, nobody cares. Even if the date goes well and they got into a relationship and all this stuff, all she did was like completely monopolize his time. And I hope he realizes that before it's too late, before the hooks are really sunk in. Good on you for getting out of there, OP. Anyway, next post. Meeting at my apartment. He says, yay, let's do it. No, don't do it. Don't let Chloe know where you live, okay? He's gonna do it.
You're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it.
He says, my apartment's pretty bare and my cleaning lady canceled on me this week. Oh, a cleaning lady. She says, just full disclosure, I'm not into the blue-collar professionals usually. That's my main holdup. Also, I want to see your apartment. Thinking emoji. Just trying to be honest. It's just I usually date people who run their own businesses and got lots of free time, or attorneys, bankers, etc. Having lots of free time is real important to me, since I have a lot of free time. Yeah, you don't say. I want to date an attorney or a banker who has free time. Has searching for that combination of things worked for you in the past? Because that seems like a really specific, niche, probably impossible combination of things. She says, someone who works 40 to 60 hours a week just doesn't sound fun. Sounds like the opposite of me. And OP sends a thinking emoji. Yeah, I'm also wondering who and why and also what the hell. Who gave you the audacity? You think people who run their own business have fucking free time, lady?
It's not true. That's impossible.
It's all we think about. You're tertiary. And from what I can tell, not worth the upkeep. So get out! Trying to scope out my apartment and shit. I got like 4 different apartments in Grand Theft Auto. Hey, you playing Grand Theft Auto 6? Leave me a comment. Something like that. Completely unrelated, we're also doing podcast things on Spotify and iTunes. If you'd like to hear the episodes over there. And no, not Grand Theft Auto related, but I'll be damned if I let Rockstar get a plug without myself getting a plug in there, alright? Now we're even Stevens! We're gonna move on to the next post, I guess. That chick was really weird. OP says, I just wanted to know if I was getting my money back. The answer to that is probably no.
Not anymore, you don't. Poof.
Just once it's gone, you let it go. It's in the wind now. I could have saved $200 by climbing out a bathroom window, but I didn't. And I feel good about that. OP says, hey, I had a great time last night. I was just wondering if you were ever going to Venmo me for the drinks that you had. It's not a bother, but you did say that you would pay me back. And she says, oh, hey, lol. I guess I had a pretty good time last night. But I think it's weird that you're bringing up the money now. I thought the point of the date was to pay for the other person. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I paid for the food, but I ain't paying for no fucking $20 margarita, okay? Just Venmo me and then go find some other guy to watch you develop liver cirrhosis in real time. OP says, well, I didn't have a problem paying for your meal and dessert. I'm just asking because you had pretty much the whole top shelf at the bar. Nervous sweat drop emoji. And she says, oh, well, just say you're fucking broke. Yeah, sounded a little bit like Pokimane right there, huh?
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
The internet didn't like that none too much. It didn't turn out too well for old Pokimane, you know? Bitches out here panhandling for shots of Grey Goose and think she can look down her nose at somebody. You're ridiculous. You're a whole ass mess. Stay away from me forever. She says, the whole point of the date is for the man to pay for the woman. But LMFAO, apparently now this generation is full of gay lords. Men who can't even do blah, 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 blah pictures. LMFAO. I don't know what we're talking about anymore, but OP says, yeah, well, to reiterate, I had no problem paying for our whole date, but you insisted hours prior that you were paying for drinks, so I feel like a relationship goes 50-50, and I'm pretty surprised that you feel this way, especially considering how much you were on me last night. I don't really even feel comfortable talking to you anymore. Yeah, cut and run. That was the best thing to do. Should have done it a lot earlier. I'm surprised you thought you'd get your money back, honestly. She calls him a bunch of names and then says, don't ever text me again. For the record, I was doing you a favor, 'cause you're so ugly. I felt bad not giving you a chance when I see your account. Ha ha ha. Gaylord, fatso, little boy, uneven haircut ass boy. How does your hair go two ways? Bye, brokey.
She screamed king pay for queen, but drink like pig in tavern gutter. So desperate to be pedestal when she built like collapsed fruit stand, gubbins.
Collapsed fruit stand outside the tavern gutter. Thank you, British gubbins. Oh, crikey. No. That adds some good context. That's just a extremely hateful woman. She's clearly got a problem with alcoholism. Even if you were to get on board, don't bother getting on board. You know? Even if you really liked her as a human, you'd have to question, you know, is it worth what it might take to save her? Can I even save her from herself? The answer that's no. Probably shouldn't invest the time. Thankfully, she made it really, really easy to make the decision, and yeah, she's hateable. Perfectly fucking hateable. It's a wild one, but we gotta keep it moving. This OP says she wanted me to be obsessed after 2 dates. Come on, OP, she just wants to be loved. See, part of me feels that way, but then the other part of me seeing, like, you know, the overly obsessed girlfriend meme.
Dude, I'm telling you, she's completely psycho. Okay, she's in my house.
I don't know. Kind of puts it into context. She says, you added a new picture on Hinge. Thinking emoji. And OP says, what? No, I didn't. And she said, interesting. I could have sworn you did. Are you trying to gaslight? What's happening right now? OP says, I didn't do anything. I don't have a reason to. Why were you checking me out on Hinge? And she says, I'll check you out whenever I want. How are you feeling? I just got out of the shower. Yeah, good topic shift there. Super smooth. I was trying to tell you, please don't stalk me. Can we circle back on that? OP says, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Horror stories, they get botched. And then she says, what are you up to tonight? And he said, I had dinner with a couple friends, and then I pretty much went to bed. I was exhausted. What'd you get into? And then she said, the whole disappearing for 16 hours is not it. 16, she counted it, dude. He went radio silent at 5, didn't come back till 7:46 a.m. Where were you in this amount of time? Oh, no, living my life, doing whatever the fuck I want. Why don't you get a hobby? Why don't you stop thinking about me all the time? Like the central tenant after 2 dates. We're not fucking married. I could disappear for 16 hours if I want to. See, I had this sliver of sympathy at first, and now she's just starting to piss me off. OP says, yeah, I was out with friends. I wanted to focus on them, especially since we're new friends from the gym, and then I pretty much went to bed afterwards, and I texted you first thing today. And she says, totally, I get wanting to be present with your friends, and I have no issue with that at all. It's just this early on, and disappearing like that without telling me feels off. All you had to do was communicate that you were going out. I mean, yeah, she texts him 3 hours later, what are you up to tonight? Where were you for the 3 hours in between blah, blah, blah? Yeah, I don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. This is a new thing. We're trying to feel each other out. Clearly, if you can't be alone with your thoughts for that long, then I should get away from this because I'm not a very attentive individual, all things considered. And I know that about myself. I'm not working on it in any significant way, but I do know that.
Let's see. Take responsibility for my own life or blame you. Ding, 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 ding. Blame you.
And the girl then tells OP, you know, I can't tell if you like me or not. And OP says, well, what do you mean? And she says, what I just said. And OP says, yeah, I don't understand. Why do you think that? And he said, you're not acting very obsessed with me. Maybe we're not there yet. I mean, I think it does take a little bit more than 2 dates, but like if you've got the spark in you, if you're excited about this partner, then you would be a little more obsessed. OP's given some like, you know, take it or leave it energy, which must mean that he's dating down, question mark. OP just says, haha, no, we are not to the obsession point yet. You're not obsessed with me? Give me something to be obsessed about. Can't talk, what's up? I don't know what the fuck any of those things meant. She says, I didn't like that comment. I shouldn't have to do anything or change anything about myself for you to be obsessed with me. Do you understand how over the top that fucking statement sounds? Say it again. I shouldn't have to do anything or change anything about myself. That's your whole life philosophy, isn't it? Dude is not obsessed because, yeah, you're vacuous. You offered up your stink hole and then you're like, oh, now you owe me something. Like, not really. Sorry you feel that way, but somebody lied to you. Anyway, OP says, well, why do I have to be obsessed with you when we've only met twice? She says, okay, then we don't have to see each other again. And OP says, okay, that was weird. She says, you literally text me like 3 times a day. I need more communication than that. And OP says, yeah, I don't think that's true. I text you when you respond. Yeah, there was a 3-hour gap. I didn't freak out. Why are you freaking out like this? It could have been a good thing, maybe. I mean, OP didn't seem that into it, but he probably would have went along for at least a couple years. She'd keep hinting toward that wedding ring, and he'd keep going, yeah, someday, yeesh. That's how this one's gonna go. Like, I don't know if she's too clingy or he's too detached, but something dysfunctional. I can't unpack it any further than that. Young Gubbins doesn't want to either, so we're gonna move on. This OP says, tried getting me to pay for her broken nail after a hookup. OP says, I do like them, just not enough to pay for them. She sends a oof gif and says, kinda mean. And OP says, look at it this way. If we were dating, I'd be more obligated to, but we're not dating. I don't think we're at that level yet. I'll pay for our dates, but I don't think we're at the paying for Manny and Petty level. And she says, lol, but we did it. See, this is the transactional shit that I'm talking about. Oh, that's how it works. I guess we really do get to have our cake and eat it too, huh? She says, okay, I'm already feeling like this is not gonna work. But yeah, We can continue to be friends. Smiley face. Yeah, another person I'll never talk to again. That girl Mia? Yeah, hit my penis inside her, but, we're still pretty good friends. Give her money for a mani-pedi. There's no telling what she'll do. It's terrible. Anyway, we'll move on into our next post, I guess, maybe? This one's about a 3-year long-distance relationship coming to an end. Yeah, 3 years is way too fucking long. Extra double plus extended edition long-distance relationship. You got like 6 months to a year max before the thing comes crashing down. I'm sorry, I didn't make the rules. That's just how humans work. This one looks like it's got quite a bit of backstory, so we'll go ahead and check that out. She, 25 female, left her on-the-books day job and said her quote-unquote friend got her a job as an Amazon Flex driver. He picks her up whenever she wants to work, drives her around to make deliveries, and splits his paycheck with her, all whilst I am 800 miles away in a different state. Damn, dude. It's fucking rough. You gotta take a seat in the cuck chair, I guess. Oh my god, especially in the next sentence. He says, she refuses to tell me this friend's name or any other detail other than that he is attracted to her and wants to bang. But nothing happened because she's not interested and doesn't care. She loves the attention, at the very least, okay? You don't find it strange that those are the only facts that she'd give you about him? Now I'm insanely jealous. I say, good. I don't care. I never cared. Have fun with your bum-ass paycheck, brokey.
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
Oh no, I did the Pokemon thing. OP says, I, 27 male, found all this out on my 800-mile drive to be with her.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
This is a convenient time for this information to come out. I've been staying and helping out at my friend's farm about 2 hours and 100 miles from her in the meantime. Bro, why not just find somebody closer? Like, why are we climbing into this tangled web? Nothing good is gonna come of it, I assure you. Opie says, after giving her the benefit of the doubt on that situation, even though I did feel cheated on, I still plan to come and see her so we could talk and move forward with a plan, instead of moving forward without one and continuing to hurt each other. Oh, yeah, that's what we needed this whole time, was just the plan. That's why this hasn't worked out. We just didn't plan it well enough. Oh, bless you, my sweet summer child. Opie says, I truly do love this woman. I've known her since high school and have always been attracted to her appearance, her personality, when she's not like this. But as I'm writing this, it's more of an obsession now. Yeah, does that seem healthy to you? Does it seem weird at all that the first thing out of your mouth when it came to what you liked about her was her appearance? When really, she's halfway across the fucking country and like... I guess you get to look at her on the screen sometime. That's probably pretty nice. 3 fucking years. Woo. I understand wanting to be loved and shit like that, but you gotta make some moves. Like, what have you been doing for 3 years? Y'all obviously ain't that serious about it. That's why she found the Amazon guy. Whatever. OP needs to leave, but I don't think he will because he seems to lack some self-respect. So he says, I'm blocked, and I still want to contact her because I don't believe what she says.
Are you deaf? No, you is blind.
I know she says all of it just to hurt me or get a rise out of me because she's hurt, but I don't want her to hurt, ever. I just want to be together, and that's all I've ever wanted. Ugh, fucking simp. Disgusting. Where's your fucking spine? She got cold feet at the last minute. It hurts. Okay, pick yourself up and fucking move on. You think Reddit's gonna fix it for you? Reddit, how do I get my girlfriend back? They don't know. They never had a fucking girlfriend. OP says, I've been battling Lyme disease and fibro since I was 14. To exist is to be fatigued and in pain. It's difficult holding it on a steady job because of this. I've been unemployed for a few months now, and I live at home. She didn't move states with me originally because she didn't want to live with me and my parents. Fair enough. She didn't trust me to keep her safe. She had doubts that it would work out and if she'd have to move back home. She wanted our own apartment before she ever moved. I was okay with all that because I had it in my mind that she would eventually change her mind and want to be together. Yeah, baby, come on, move in with me and my parents. It's nice. They're making meatloaf. Like, sorry about the fibro and all that other shit, you know. That's a rough hand to be dealt, but I don't know. It seems like you realize your own limitations, but don't want to reconcile within yourself what the fact of those limitations means. You'll never really be able to afford your own apartment, okay? Can't hold a steady job. All right. I guess this whole thing's not gonna work out. Why should it continue? Why waste 3 years of each other's time? She probably is a nice girl, but OP's not fucking winning any points with me either. OP says, I don't even know why I'm posting this. Well, so it could be content for the ReddX YouTube channel, of course. Sign up for the Patreon and YouTube memberships. Thanks so much. It doesn't make me feel any better. It feels like I'm betraying her by posting this. The girl who fucked the Amazon guy and blocked you after you drove 800 miles? Yeah. What a betrayal. You owe her nothing at this point. Can you not see? I used to be comfortable being alone, and right now I can't stand the thought of it. I know what I should do, and I don't know why I won't do it. Yes, I love someone that hurts me, but on that note, the only people that can hurt me are the ones that I love. I never wanted any of this. I've been hurt. I've been cheated on. This just takes the cake because I badly wanted it to work and tried even harder to make it work. Yeah? What tangible things have you done to actually make it work? I'd like you to list some of them. Because it's easy to say, I tried to do this, I tried to do that, but it's fucking weak language. You're too busy feeling sorry for yourself is what all this is. Like I said, rough hand, but fucking find a way to make it work. If that's what you really want. If you want to live with mommy and daddy forever, well, whatever. But yeah, most chicks are probably not going to be into that. Just so you know. I'd still be willing to work harder if I wasn't blocked already. Jesus. I'm not perfect, and I don't claim to be. I certainly screwed up plenty of times, especially during the relationship. I feel like I'm a lost cause and far beyond help. Does the nightmare ever end? No, it doesn't, as a matter of fact. And do you know what you do when you're stuck in a nightmare, far beyond help? You stand up, you grab your dick and balls, and fucking fight your way out. Where is your gumption, son? I think mommy and daddy coddled you just a little bit too much. You don't even believe that you're capable of building the life that you want. And that's where it all starts. You gotta fucking visualize, you know? But you've not visualized an end result, except her here, I guess, living with your parents. You've not visualized the path at all. It's just a bunch of excuses about how, oh, I have fibro, I can't do it. There's plenty of people suffering through these things and still fucking making it work. You know, my mom has Lyme disease too. She doesn't use it as an excuse. She does what needs to get done. But OP just doesn't want to, is the real root of all this. He says, do I have to wait for my Lyme to come out of remission? I tried to give as much context as possible, so just ask if you don't know and I'll explain as best I can, or laugh at the misery I create for myself. Well, hey, there's some self-awareness. High five. I'm going to do exactly that. If you made it this far, thanks for reading. Yeah, sure, bro, I got you. Look at all these fucking text messages we gotta go through now. God, you are verbose. Love hits a little bit differently when y'all both unemployed, huh? I got nothing else to do today, darling. Oh, well, we're 800 miles away, so we might as well just text each other forever. If you go missing for 16 hours, I'm gonna have a major league freakout. Probably she wouldn't. She's the one who would disappear for 16 hours with the Amazon guy. She'd be like, I'm just working, baby. Yeah, working them cheeks. Yeah. So she says, my nan said you can't stay here. Oh, y'all both still living at home? 25 and 27? I guess it's more common these days. I'm trying to be more accepting of it and things, but I don't know, man. Couldn't be me. Up and out. That's the only way to be. OP says, oh, I'm sorry, babe. Could you come see me at the hotel? Could I still come over to help you with the cars? Please don't argue with her or get upset. We'll figure this out, babe. Probably she's like, my mom didn't even say shit. I don't want you here at the house. He's like, I know you're going to fight on my behalf. She's like, I made it all up. I don't want to see you ever again. Let me tell you about the Amazon Flex driver. He's sexy flexy, all right? Not laid up at his mama house eating meatloaf all the time. Yeah. Fuck. I made up that whole tangent. She insists that she is upset. I am fucking upset. Like I'm 5 years old. And OP says, well, baby, it's her house and we will respect that. I'm gonna come over anyways to help you with the cars, pick you up and get you those new lines and help you install them. She might invite me in after we're done with the cars. You never know, my love. It's okay. Don't be upset, sweet pie. I'm still of the mind that this is all made up. Come over, do work on the car. You're never going to get invited in. Thank you for the free thing that you've provided. She says, no, I am upset. I'm furious. And OP says, it's my fault. Don't be mad or upset with her. I take the blame. Oh, yes. Ever the martyr, aren't we? She says, it is your fault. You just couldn't treat me right. You had to be a cheating freaking prick, and I'm sitting here crying, freaking out. Answer your phone. OP says, I'm sorry, babe. I didn't cheat, I promise you, but I take full accountability for making you feel that way, and I'm sorry. Bro, what the fuck is happening here? Where has your self-respect gone? Is it ever coming back? And, she's accusing you of cheating because she's cheating. You know that, right? Oh, but she told me that she never would. Let me tell you something. You know each other through a fucking screen for 3 years. You don't know anything about that person. You don't know a person until you live with a person. OP insists he's ready for all this at 27 years old. Bro, you ain't. I'm sorry to tell you. You got a lot of shit to sort out for yourself before you drag somebody else into this. Pathetic little worm boy. She says, you need to leave so I can figure out what I'm doing. And he says, leave? And she says, Blank's house. You need to come here and talk to me. He says, tomorrow when the rain stops. I can't drive the car in this, babe. I don't know what's wrong with it. I promise tomorrow I leave. I already told him. And she says, I don't want to fucking talk anymore. Bro, she is so checked out of this shit. And he's clinging on to hope. It's breaking me apart, really. That's what I'm angry because I'm just disappointed. This is injustice. I did want so much better for you, but in order for that to become a reality, you need to want better for yourself. Clearly you don't. He takes it all on the chin, and I'm just fucking mystified. Don't want to talk anymore. You understand? This is just an excuse for her to go see the fucking Amazon guy? He says, call me, please. And she says, no. I get that you're upset, babe, but why can't we work together? And she says, because I'm freaking out and need you here to talk so I can figure out what I'm doing. I said I fucking needed you to leave. You want me here or you want me to leave? I don't understand. I think I'd just leave. Just to be safe. For my own mental sanity. She says, screw Blank, he's an a-hole anyway. Went there to play his games and jerk off and take his money. I'm gonna lose it. Word, screw this too then. Screw everything. And no mercy for shit. I don't even know what you're talking about. It's a hell of a crash out over basically fucking nothing. And I'm still under the impression that it's all an excuse. A ruse. So she can see the flex driver guy. Anyway, Crash Out continues. Won't even text me back. Fucking seriously. I can't talk on the phone. Everyone in this house, I can hear every word I say, and you don't text me back, and I'm just sitting here freaking crying and tweaking. Freaking face, what are you doing? And OP says, you need to stop cursing me out, babe. I'm driving this car to pick up a game he paid for. I need you to call me. It's raining. I need you to turn the TV volume high and call me, and don't scream or curse me out. The level of patience really is just inhuman. You must be super desperate for a partner. I feel bad. I understand, OP. He's a lonely guy, but don't put up with this shit, man. Like, as soon as you started doing for yourself, really brought something to the table, you'd feel renewed. A chick like this might come in saying this and that, and you can tell her to get the fuck, and it feels real good. She's like, I don't have to listen to you. I'm my own person. I got my own shit going on. You don't matter all that much to me. You want to be a whiny little baby about it? Go ahead. Just call me when you're ready to act like an adult. And she'll never call him back. She'll just go bang the Amazon guy, but at least not your problem anymore, you know? She says, how am I supposed to have known that when you don't fucking communicate? Jesus Christ! Every time I try to give you a chance, you show me why I'm a freaking idiot. And OP says, I am communicating that. I was trying to console you first, babe. And she says, no, you tell me before you fucking leave. That's communication. After the fact, that becomes an explanation as to why you aren't responding to me, freaking out. Fucking stupid bullshit. OP says, yeah, that's why I said to call me. Yeah, this is going to be a lot better in person, let me tell you that. I might get a plate thrown at my head. She says, well, now I'm freaking mad at you too. Again, more excuses. The Amazon guy is at her house right now. You know that, don't you? She's just trying to buy time for him to put away his massive dong. He has to roll it up on like this garden hose roller. That's how big it is.
It's got great big nuts! Hot, salty nuts! Who wants some?
Yeah. And then they've got to, like, you know, bungee tie it in the trunk of his car. It's really a whole process. Please don't show up for at least the next 90 minutes. OP says, I understand you don't want people eavesdropping. And she says, you didn't communicate. You didn't tell me anything. I had to find out everything after the fact. What the fuck, yo? Screw you, I'm pissed. Unreal. You're never there for me. Anytime I tell you I need you, I'm let down and stuck alone. And every fucking time, you're nothing but a liar and a manipulator. Screw this. And OP says, I'm hurt to hear you say that. That's your only response. I think it's time to escalate this. You're too predictable and boring, OP. The Amazon Flex driver guy, he's edgy and dangerous. Anyway, NiceGirl says, LMFAO, you're a liar. Guess where I am again? In the dark, alone, putting my heart in the hands of an inconsiderate jerk-off. I'm really mad at you right now. I was having a good day. Does she ever have a good day, really, though? Like, you should be as excited as shit. Somebody came halfway across the country in order to see you. But no, it's just a series of excuses not to see him. I see what this is. Anyway, OP says, I made it back to his house. And she just says, okay. And then he sends, what is this game? Pinball of some sort? I don't know. And she sends a thumbs down. Then he's got like some John Crickfalusi looking Ren and Stimpy art. Not responding to anything she said, just sending random pictures now. And she says, okay, are you fucking serious? You can do whatever the fuck you please, but God forbid I make the only money that I freaking can, right? Right? Freaking text me back or don't bother coming! I'm so fed up, Zach. Answer the phone, mother effer. Are you freaking serious? You're a piece of crap. You are a lying freaking piece of human shit. I'm gonna pack my crap up and I'm gonna leave because I'm not fucking with you anymore, LMFAO. Unreal. I'm not sure where OP is or what's going on. I guess he's really interested in the Ren and Stimpy art. Bend over for him again, stupid prick. Pathetic asshole, I hate you. I'm gonna keep packing and move somewhere you won't ever know. You wanna be a piece of shit and wanna ignore me? You're never gonna hear from me again, you stupid jerk. I don't have words cruel enough for you.
Well, no f***ing shit.
Yeah, this all seems normal, like healthy, balanced. Glad I wasted 3 years of my life here. This seems like somebody that I could really spend a lot of, many decades with. What the fuck? She says, I'm gonna go out and tell my friend that I need to talk just to piss you off. Rot, you piece of shit. You never cared about me. You surely never started now. Just another lie from a horse fucking mouth. Did he do something with a horse? Can you explain that to us, OP? You ruin everything by being you. Every chance I try to give you, you shit it back in my face. You prove why I'm not with you. Every time I need you, you let me down. I'll never leave you, LMFAO. I need my husband. Yes, somebody who will provide an apartment and all this shit for me. She's not willing to do any of it herself, which makes her egregious too. I feel like I've been a little hard on OP, and this is a NiceGirls episode, so we'll point the spotlight back over at her and say, what a waste. What a do-nothing. A certified lazy bitch. The only part of this that I find even slightly heartening is that nobody in the relationship is trying to pull the wagon. You know, you see a one-way street and you're like, that's pretty sad. One person's trying really hard. Well, here, they're both just laying down and rotting. They want for nothing, but they also aspire to nothing. And so interestingly, after I call her a waste, she says to him, you're a waste of my time and my energy and my money and my efforts. Intentionally ignoring someone is fucking maltreatment, and you do it intentionally. You're malicious and snarky and a bitch like your whore cheating mother. Wow, we're really dragging out all the stops, ain't we? I've learned a lot about you over these past 3 years. The thing that happened on your uncle's horse farm, I'm gonna bring that up in the form of an insult. Okay, cool. Glad I shared that with you. My mom cheated on my dad. It really fucked me up inside. She just uses it as a knife to twist. This is why I don't share shit with anybody. She says, screw both of you. Go cry to mommy again how alone you are and how mean I am. Jesus, dude. I bet you don't tell anyone why I get so upset, LMFAO. You have to be a baby, bitch-ass victim, consoled by the masses. Because you need all that attention, right? Damn, she's sort of calling you out. Like, these are the same vibes that I was feeling out from OP's post. And it's good to have that confirmed. Again, neither of them fucking good people. And for that reason alone, I really do love to watch them tear each other apart. She says, you're disgusting. I don't ever want to see you again. I'm going to move on with my life now. Thanks for being you and showing your true colors. That was the last piece I needed, and I'm done. And I don't want anything from you, but knowing you're miserable like you deserve. I'm blocking you. I am beyond done with you and your bullshit. As ugly as you feel you are, your insides truly are. And you're stuck with that. And I don't want to fucking see you again anywhere ever for any reason. And I can take my police report to the court and start a restraining order. Screw you. Do what you do best. Never bother me with your bullshit again. I hate you for everything that you are. Everything you lie and say you're not. That's why nothing worked out with anyone else, LMFAO. They see you for the piece of shit you are and dumped you too. Damn, dude. It's delivered harshly, but like, I don't know. It's not completely inaccurate. Don't let it get to you like super deep down. Just use it as motivation to do better than you have been, for God's sake. I find comfort knowing that women don't like boys like you, and if you find one desperate enough, I can't wait for her to steal and cheat you for everything you're worth. I can't wait for you to be met with yourself, to get everything that you deserve. Enjoy fucking Sackhole. Sackhole? Is that the name of the horse? I don't know what's going on. We pulled out all types of shit in that rant, man. It's good, it's juicy, tasty, when it hits your lips. OP just says, for real? And she says, for fucking real. You take me for a joke, I'm leaving you like a bad one. Screw you. And he says, I get that you're upset, but you can't take it out on me every time. And she says, no, because it's done. You're done. I'm done with you. I don't want you. You're an a-hole, piece of crap who never gave a damn about how I felt. I don't need you for shit now but batting practice, buddy. Well, yeah, that's, of course, the only way that you can feel good about yourself, because you've accomplished nothing in your personal life. But, you know, I like punching down sometimes, too. I see the appeal. OP says, I knew that after reading everything you just said. And then she says, you showed your ass for the last time. Think I'm not going to call a spade a spade? I'm done with you, sack of crap. And he says, at least I didn't leave you for someone else like you did me. Yeah, that's the true win here. That's the message we need to take home, isn't it? You are a fucking hopeless case. She says, selfish, cruel, unkind, never cared about me, LMFAO. I mean, sort of again, pot, meat, kettle. I'd do it again. That's the least you deserve. I see that very clearly now. And OP just says, nice. I'm still sticking with the story that she made all of that up just so OP wouldn't come because the Amazon Flex guy was at her house just at that moment, wrapping up his giant long dong garden hose. Like I said, nobody here is likable. I do feel like OP was a bit more put upon, but like, that seems to be what he asks for, even in his own personal life. You want to play the victim all the time, then probably you're going to get victimized a little bit, you know? That's fine, more pity points for you. Those still spend, or so I'm told. They spent better in 2016. In 2025, they're quickly losing their value. Nobody gives a shit anymore, and I think that's beautiful. I think we're progressing towards something where somebody's held accountable for their actions. You can't just say, get me an apartment, and then I'll come live with you. And then when it doesn't happen, you're like, whatever, broke boy.
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
And see, now what y'all made me do, mention Pokemon a bunch of times, and now she's gonna show up in the mirror or something. Try to feed me disgusting yeast infection cookies or something like that. So I'm gonna get out of here before she shows up. I appreciate you. Support on the Patreon, the YouTube membership if you like the thing we do, if you'd like to see it continue. You can also buy some merch on the fourth wall if you were so inclined, or share the video around. But most of all, I want you to remember, friends, that you are loved, you're worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.